Alex Kirshner, welcome to week one of the NFL season, and I am happy to be here. If you're watching this video, Chiefs and Texans was really fun last night. At least I hope it was really fun last night. The only thing you folks need to know about that is that me and Alex picked that game correctly no matter what happened. Ain't that right, Alex?
Absolutely, Richard Johnson. I made a ton of money on this game, and I had it exactly right. The team with that great young quarterback. He was as impressive as I thought he'd be.
Yeah, whichever quarterback played well last night really played up to the big new contract that they
well worth that. Yep, I was going to say well worth the deal.
Absolutely. Alex, let's get into it for week one. Let's get this bread. We have a lot of picks that end up going differently this week, but there is one game that both of us were interested enough in to both fire on, and that's Cowboys-Rams Sunday night, brand new sexy SoFi Stadium. Alex, who you got in that one?
I'm taking the money line, and I'm taking the underdog, the no longer St. Louis, Los Angeles Rams in their new home. This is a feel pick for me. I think that you give Sean McVay an entire offseason to be pissed about how things went for them last year. He's one of the smartest offensive minds in football. He could come up with some things that could be pretty difficult for any defense, let alone one under new administration, to deal with. And, you know, there's been a lot of loose talk about the Cowboys being perhaps a Super Bowl contender this year. I think that anytime you have a great deal of Cowboys hype, it is time for that to kind of be taken down a peg or two.
Oh, he's fading the public.
And I am fading the public in that way. I think I like the Rams. I got them at plus 133.
Okay, I disagree. I'm actually taking the Cowboys, but I am taking the Cowboys against the spread. I'm taking the Cowboys to cover that 2.5 point spread. They are the favorites in this game on the road. No fans, so it'll be a little bit of a different kind of scenario. And I think the way we sort of factor in home field advantage this season for the both of us will be really interesting, given the fact that I don't think anybody knows how to really calibrate it correctly. But I do like the Cowboys. I like the Cowboys in the NFC East. I don't know if the boys are going to the bowl, but I do think that they're going to beat the Rams. All right, now let's get into the games that we have that are different.
Yeah, what do we got here?
The first one I have is Bills 6.5 over the Jets. I'm taking Buffalo. Guys, the Jets suck. They're awful. I don't think they're going to win. I don't think they're going to win more than 3 games. And what I do think is that the Bills are at least solid. So I am going to take the Bills 6.5 to cover the spread. Alex, what about you?
I like the Seahawks minus 2.5 in Atlanta against the Falcons. I think that it's pretty clear that they are a better team. I think that they should win a lot more games this year. Obviously, it's a road game. And like you talked about, we don't really know how to calibrate home field advantage this year. But at anything less than a field goal, which you can still get, I'm just going to take the better team, the team that's not coming off a really bad year with a lot to show. Wouldn't be stunning, of course, if this one went the other way. But I just like Seattle a lot more, and it's a pretty small number to work with.
Yeah, I have another 2.5 point favorite for my next pick, which is the Vikings. I have the Vikings 2.5 over the Packers. I know Daniil Hunter just went on the IR, but I do still love that Vikings defense. I don't love the way the Packers offense is structured. And you talked about taking 2.5 point spreads. We're probably going to talk about this notion of key numbers this year, which is just because of the way football is scored. Obviously 3 is a key number, 7 is a key number, 10 is a key number. So when we see it something that's like 2.5, I like the value, and I know it's not actually a pick 'em, but in my mind, I'm sort of regarding these as pseudo pick 'ems, which our friends in the desert may think we're a little novice for doing that, but hey, we're just regular Joes.
Well, we tell them to stop being Puritans and let's just pick games the way that we see them.
Alex, give me your next pick.
I have the Patriots minus 6.5 against Miami. I think anything less than a touchdown for what was, as usual, one of the best teams in football last year against one of the worst teams we've seen in a while is very enticing. Of course, these are drastically different teams, both of them, not only at quarterback, but really all over the place from what we saw in 2019. But even if this is the worst Patriots team in a while, it's a Cam Newton quarterback team playing against a really underdeveloped Dolphins team that I think needs a while to get going. We do love Cam Newton on this show. I think it takes Tua Tagovailoa a little bit to get rolling, and I just don't know how I couldn't take this at less than a touchdown. I mean, it just seems to me like like a bit confusing that people are sleeping on New England to this extent. I understand Tom Brady's gone and that there's more that's gone, but it's Bill Belichick and it's Cam Newton, guys.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like until further notice, I need to see more to think that this is not going to be a good product.
Tua's not even
Where
starting this game. We'll see how many interceptions
right.
it may take for him to come in this
Right.
game. I didn't pick this game, but I think the Dolphins will be better this year. I think the Dolphins might put up a fight. I did not think the Dolphins could put up a fight enough for me to pick them in this game. But I just sort of getting in the weeds with you about this AFC East matchup. I do think it's interesting. I do think it may be closer than the experts think. But again, ain't picking it. What I am picking is I'm taking the Bears as a 3-point underdog over the Lions. I think they could win this game outright because I saw the Bears as an underdog in this game, and I was like, the Bears still play really good defense. I know that the offense with Mitch Trubisky leaves quite a bit to be desired, but the Lions are not good. The Lions are not good, and I don't think the Bears are going to win the NFC North, but I do think they can win this game outright, Alex.
I thought about making that same pick and bringing it to this very show. I'm with you there. I just don't get. I understand why people are down on the Bears. I don't entirely get why anyone would be up on the Lions.
Right.
And
this is more about the Bears. This is sort of more about the Lions than it is about the Bears. Honestly.
Yeah, and out of field goal cushion where you could you'd have not only a decent chance to win the bet, but a push is very much in play. If the Lions cannot win by more than a field goal, I think that it's great value and a good bet by you.
Good deal. All right, take me to your next pick, which I am very surprised about, to be honest with you.
And I'm curious to hear why you're going to be surprised about this, but I have the Arizona Cardinals plus 7.5 in the Bay Area against the 49ers. A lot of weird circumstances with that game. Hope that everyone is safe with the fires out there and that the air quality is such that this game could be played relatively safely. But I'm a Kyler Murray guy. I think you're a Kyler Murray guy too. We both followed his career very closely at Oklahoma and at Texas A&M before that. I think a year two leap is in order here. And I think that once that year two leap starts to take hold, it's going to have felt like really good value to bet them with some big numbers early in the season. I don't do this out of some the 49ers lost the Super Bowl, so they're going to have like that Super Bowl loser slump. I think they're still a good team, still a great defense. But if they win by a touchdown, I win too because it's 7.5. So I'm pretty pleased about that. I think the line has moved down a little bit since I made that pick in a lot of places. I'm not sure I would do it if you can't get it at least a touchdown for Arizona.
So you like the key number
I'm curious
7?
Why you don't like it?
You like that 7 key number kind of designation that we were talking about.
Getting it at 7.5 for me is really exciting because I think that Kyler Murray is great. I think that he obviously has DeAndre Hopkins to throw the ball to now. It doesn't hurt a ton. So at a touchdown or better, where they can lose and I can still win, and it can be just a one-score game. I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I just think I am high on Kyler. I'm high on this offense. I think this offense will be a lot better later into the season as they really, really start to hit their stride with Nuke Hopkins and Kenyon Drake. I just in a game where there's been no preseason for an offense that we think is going to take a leap, I sort of just would rather go with the known of the 49ers defense. Again, I didn't pick this game, but when you taking this game surprised me because I sort of think a known of a 49ers defense could trump a relatively unknown, which is an offense that hadn't had a preseason to gel. But we will see on Sunday. My next pick, my last pick, is going to be the Raiders-Panthers. I'm going to take under 46.5. You may be able to get this as high as 47.5, maybe 48. I just don't think the Panthers are going to score. I mean, you want to talk about offenses that didn't have a preseason to gel. A brand new coaching staff with Matt Rule, who, again, he's a former college guy. Me and Alex are pretty familiar with. Yeah,
he's not a high-flying offense guy.
He's going to hashtag establish it is what he's going to do in this game. I think we're going to get out of here in 2 hours and 35 minutes flat. Have a nice, neat, tidy, low play count, low possession game. And I think that will lend itself to the under. And then also, I don't think the Panthers are going to score much. And the Raiders themselves are not exactly high flying. So I'm taking the under 46.5 Raiders-Panthers.
I like that a lot. I think that's a smart pick, very well reasoned. I'm going to take the Steelers for my last pick, -5.5.
there he is.
There we
The
are.
Pittsburgher. Come on, give me some Yinzer. Give me some Yinzer for the pick here.
On the next show. All right, fine. I'm going down in a window, and I'm taking them Steelers at -5.5.
There it is.
I know.
Put some fries on it, baby.
Put some fries on it, baby. I think that we're kind of talking about the touchdown being the magic threshold here. But even being inside of 6, where the Steelers would only need to win by a couple of field goals makes me feel pretty good, especially if the Steelers continue to have red zone offense issues. The Giants are not as bad as the Jets, but they're bad. Daniel Jones is.
You're not buying a year 2 leap for Daniel Jones.
No, I am not.
Okay.
Because unless Daniel Jones magically plays better against NFL defenses than he has ever played at any level of football in his life, except for maybe high school, then I just don't see where all the points come from for the New York Football Giants this year. I think that if Ben Roethlisberger's arm doesn't fall off, the Steelers should win this game by a touchdown. Famous last words there, but I do feel okay about them on Monday night.
All right, so you feel okay about your steel curtain on Monday night. What is the game out of this week the pick out of this week that you feel strongest about?
I think it's the Patriots -6.5 against Miami. I mean, it's just we need to see a lot more from the Dolphins before I'm going to have them go into a game against Bill Belichick and believe that they are not going to lose by a touchdown. I think they're going to be a better team. I think that within a few weeks, Tua is going to be playing quarterback. Maybe I'd make a different pick when they see each other later in the year, but I'm just not there yet. And I feel very good. I think better than a lot of people about the Patriots this fall. How about yourself?
I actually feel really strongly about Bill's 6.5 of the Jets. I mean, the Jets are not good.
They're bad.
And
sometimes
I think the Bills.
That's the analysis. It's just short.
I think the Bills are solid enough to win this game pretty handily going away, and we take our money and we move on to week 2. Alex, I've loved the picks. I've loved the banter. I'll see you week 2. We're gonna get some more bread.
Absolutely. Let's eat, baby.